Why does your son look like a younger version of my son?
Mom, Dad, this is Rosalyn, my mate, and our son, Alessandro.
If he is your son, then why doesn't he have your last name?
That is because he got my mother pregnant, then rejected her.
Rosalyn, would you become the Luna of this pack?
Rosalyn, will you become the Luna of this pack? When Mrs. Black asked me that question, I just stood there not knowing whether to hyperventilate from shock or to laugh and ask her if she's crazy. I decided on neither and just stood there staring. Needless to say, I wasn't the only one. Kishon was looking at her as if she grew 3 heads. After I recovered from my shocked state, I turned to see Mrs. Black looking at me expectantly, so I decided to speak my mind. Mrs. Black. Oh please, dear, call me Judith. Okay Judith, listen, if you had asked me that question 17 years ago, I probably would have jumped for joy and accepted your request. But I won't become Luna of this pack firstly, because I'm no longer a member of this pack, and I don't plan on rejoining anytime soon. I'm just here for my family, nothing else. And secondly, your son rejected me all those years ago, and I always wondered why. Was I not good enough or too pretty for him? But now I know that he rejected me because apparently I wasn't good enough or rich enough, so I have the answer to my question now. There was a part of me that knew if all those years ago when I yearned for him, if he had found me and asked me to take him back, I would have said yes, but I'm not the needy teenager I was back then. I'm a grown woman, and honestly, whatever bond he and I shared back then, it's gone now, because I have no feelings for him whatsoever. So I can't be the Luna. I have only 2 responsibilities in this world, and that's my calf, and being a mother to my son. And I'd say I've been doing a damn good job at both, so I don't need anything else. I would suggest you accept your son's choice and just let Amber be the Luna. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or hurtful towards your son or you. I'm only speaking the truth, and this is how I honestly feel. So, in short, my answer is no, Mrs. Black, I will not be the Luna of this pack. After I was done talking, I could see a lot of emotions flashing on Keshan's face: anger, hurt, sadness, etc. And his mother's held disappointment and sadness. Before anyone could reply to what I said, Amber spoke up. Well, I'm glad you came to your senses, and know that you can't be Luna of this pack, because that spot belongs to me. Besides, no one wants you and your bastard son here. Anyway, so just go back to wherever it is you crawled from. The moment those words left her mouth, I had her pinned to the wall, shocking everyone in the room. What did you just say about my son, bitch? I asked her, anger laced in my every word. She was clawing at my hands in an attempt to set herself free. But needless to say, her attempts were futile. I gripped her throat tighter and said, the moment I came here, I've tried to be as nice as possible. Because if you thought my son's anger was horrible, then you would be in for a rude awakening when you saw mine. Now I have been attacked by your alpha twice since I've been here, but I let it go because I honestly don't like being violent, you see. I'm the kind of person who, if I'm doused in liquor or food, hell, sometimes if I even spit on 3/4 of the time, I'll just walk away and forget it. But the moment you mess with my son is the moment you die, bitch. And it will be a slow and antagonizing death, I say as I threw her across the room like a rag doll. Hearing the cracks of bones puts an evil smirk on my lips. As I'm about to pick her up again, I feel a hand on mine, and based on the very faint sparks, I knew it was Kishon before even looking up. He had a scowl on his face, and I could tell he was pissed. Rosalyn, as you said, you are not a member of this pack, but just a visitor. I will not allow you to attack a pack member and this Luna. So if you insist on hurting Amber, you are gonna have to go through me, he said, standing in front of her protectively. So you're gonna let this bitch call your son a bastard and not do anything about it? I all but yelled. First of all, I would advise you not to raise your voice at me. Secondly, I don't care what she said. You will not attack her, he replied. By this, I was seething with anger. I will raise my voice whenever the fuck I feel like, asshole. I'll take your answer to my question. As you making it clear you want nothing to do with my son, that's good to know. So now he won't have to secretly wonder if you would accept him, cause he's got his answer now. I say, walking in the direction to the front door. I never said that, Rosalyn, but then again, why would I want anything to do with him when he doesn't want anything to do with me, huh? He said, looking in my direction. Don't worry, Alpha, everything is as my son said this morning. As long as your pack members stay away from us, we'll stay away from them. We will not interfere with them or anything that has to do with your pack, and we most definitely will not be overstaying our welcome, as long as my brother wedding ends, and he and Genevieve leave for their honeymoon. We will also make our departure and you won't have to worry about us ever again, I answered before shifting into my large white wolf and running into the forest. Saying I was pissed was an understatement. How could he let that slut talk about his damn son like that? But I guess the fault is mine, for thinking he would accept Alessandro based on how he acted the first day we came here. I never expected him and me to have any kind of relationship, and honestly, I don't want one with him. I just thought maybe he'd want his son, but he proved me wrong. Rosalyn, wait up. I was snapped out of my mental rant to hear someone calling my name. I could see someone running towards me, but I didn't recognize the voice. When the person came closer, I realized it was Jermaine Keshoun's brother. What does he want? I thought to myself, I remember him from when we were in high school. I had a crush on him back then. But I knew it wouldn't amount to anything but a crush, seeing as he was the alpha's son, and I was nobody. I doubt he even knew I existed until a couple of days ago, so what could he want with me now? Why was he calling me? I sat on the grass, still in my wolf form, waiting for him to catch up. Might as well hear what he has to say. Hopefully, he's not like the rest of his family who seems to be trying to get me to slaughter them all. Because if he is like them and says or make one wrong move, I won't hesitate to kill him instantly. When he caught up to me, I could see he had some clothes in his hands. I'm guessing he wants me to shift back. So I took the clothes from him and went behind a tree. I shifted and put on the shorts and blouse that he gave me. I'm surprised they fit so well. Although the shorts felt a lot like booty shorts to me, still they were comfortable enough and wasn't all that revealing. I walked from behind the tree and asked, "Why did you stop me?" He looked me over once before saying, "I wanted to talk to you and also apologize for the way my family acted towards you and my nephew. I also noticed throughout this whole ordeal, no one bothered to ask for your side of the story. So I came here to ask just that, not for the sake of my family but my own. I wanted to know why I only found out I had a nephew just a couple of days ago, so please, if you don't mind, could you explain what exactly happened between you and my brother 17 years ago?"